So as most of you guys know, Taylor Swift is Zeena LaVey. Zeena LaVey is Anton LaVey's daughter. And if you don't know who Anton LaVey is, he is the founder of the Church of Satan, all right? So these two characters are identical. To all my original subscribers and supporters, you guys know that I covered this topic 3 years ago, and I just really love reiterating this subject because it's like, this is in everyone's face. They've even admitted this themselves. And I have another video from a year ago covering over other characters that Taylor Swift has, which I'll show you guys some more side-by-sides of her other characters in this video. So here are new comparisons that I made of Zeena and Taylor Swift, and guys, they look so much alike. I just find this one to be so creepy, and it's like a lot of people denied this because of the image that they paint of Taylor Swift, but if you really look at Taylor, she actually looks more sinister than Zeena, you know? So it's like they purposely did this huge cover up to like make Taylor look openly nicer and more acceptable, but that kind of makes her more devious than Zeena, all right? Zeena is doing the horn symbolism, okay? And then we have Taylor doing it by putting the horns over her head, okay? So both doing similar symbolism, and then right here side by side, identical. These two characters just look so much alike, guys, and I just really love to reiterate this one. Some characters that I expose, I feel like people really don't understand how big it is to like know that they're this polar opposite character, you know, like her and Zeena are completely polar opposite and they are the same, you know, and they do this to throw people off because you will never guess it. All right, so here's another side by side. I feel like this one is just really identical. They have the same face expression going on here. Like I've said before in the past, they usually do similar poses. I said this in my Central C and Eminem video. They had a similar photo shoot, and they do this to always leave behind clues of the other character, okay? They always have to admit to people what's going on. They always show these things. It's like a bunch of riddles, you know? And once you find it out, it all makes sense. A lot of people have known about this for a while now, that Taylor Swift is also the guy that played Napoleon Dynamite, all right? And so here's that guy on the left side. This is him without the little curly fake wig and the costume. His face looks so much like Taylor's face. It is creepy to like think about, because it's like, if you know what Taylor looks like, especially when she first came out, and you look at his face, they look so much alike, okay? This is one of those things where like when you put the comparison side by side, it's like, it's hard to really see, because I had a hard time making these comparisons, but it's not far-fetched, and so many people have commented in the past about this, and they are just identical, and there's so many connections between these two characters. And here's another side by side, and they look so much like each other. I think they're even mocking with the hair, Taylor's hair being like this. Another side by side, their teeth are so similar. That's another thing, their teeth and their nose. So this is a comparison that the media put out of Taylor and the Napoleon Dynamite guy. And I also want to specify that the character that played the role of Napoleon Dynamite, he doesn't look like himself anymore. They've edited his character over the years so that it's like a little bit impossible to compare him and Taylor right now, all right? So what is the chances that Elon reposted this, and this is what he said. He says that he is a Taylor Swift fan, and he says, how do we know for sure they are different people? All right, so they openly show this stuff. They mock this stuff. What me and Conscious X are saying about these characters being the same, it's not far-fetched, you know? And look what this says. It says, when you realize Taylor Swift is actually Napoleon Dynamite in drag. All right, and I've already explained every female character has a male character that she comes from. Okay, they mimic the mother and father complex whenever they're making these characters because they're artificially made. And so therefore, every female character is a male character in drag, in a sense, okay? So that's why every single female character has a male character, and this is why a lot of people love the idea of us calling them inverts, because that is what's going on. So it is pretty odd for people to have a crush on celebrities. It's weird. So I thought this was a funny caption. You know, they made this, okay? They made this and put this in plain sight. They made this meme telling you that she's an invert. They made this, okay? They have to admit this stuff. Why? I truly do not know why. I think it's like if you put the truth in plain sight, I think people will just deny it, you know? And it is not a coincidence that Elon is the one to post about this, since Elon is close to Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate is Anton LaVey. And Anton's daughter is Zeena LaVey, whose other character just so happened to be Taylor Swift, so it's all interconnected. And so something that I found very interesting is that within the movie Napoleon Dynamite, he's wearing this shirt that's promoting his friend Pedro, vote for Pedro. And I want to pay attention to the concept of voting, you know, because in my first Taylor Swift video, I kept going on about how this character pushes voting so much on people, you know, and voting, you know, I already have videos on Patreon. I even have a live stream talking about voting. So I already said how I feel about voting. And so this character pushes voting, and then her other character, when he's in the Napoleon Dynamite movie, he's wearing a shirt that has a vote for Pedro on there, okay? So they both push voting. And look, she's doing one-eye symbolism, promoting her voting sticker. And a lot of bots, they love to get this little sticker to feel like they did something for the Matrix, and they feel all happy because they get a sticker for voting, you know? And that's just pathetic. Like, you want that much validation from the Matrix. It's ridiculous. Now, I want to explain my thumbnail a bit to you guys because there was this weird correlation between all three of these characters. So in the middle, you see Taylor is holding an apple. Well, what is Zeena holding? She's holding a snake. And if you guys ever remember the story in Genesis, Adam and Eve in the garden with the snake, right? The forbidden fruit. All right. So it's like, it's crazy. I found these pictures and I just couldn't ignore putting them together. All right. And so the apple, okay. And we all know what that story was actually about having relations, because how does Napoleon connect to this? How does his character connect to this? How does his shirt with the vote connect? The V is the female genitalia. So whenever you see the V, that is a female genitalia, okay? That's why they promote voting. Voting is a passive act, okay? So it's a feminine energy act, okay? That's why they get women really emotional whenever they have a female candidate like they had in 2024. Come on. So it's kind of a crazy reference, you know. I hope you guys are following me. And yeah, just basic information. The V shooting that way, female. Shooting upward is male, okay? So like the W is for women because the 2 points, they shoot downward, and then the M is for man because the 2 points shoot upwards. Lastly, I want to talk about bathtub symbolism because I found this. It's from a music video that Taylor Swift has, and she looks like Zeena so much in this. That's why I found these photos, because her makeup, you know, looks a lot like her other character. Bathtubs are connected to how they were made. It's in reference to the womb, the water, brewing the person. Come on, that's what it's in reference to. And if you're still confused, I recommend watching my video on how celebrities are created on Patreon, the first one and the second one. I will be coming out with a third one explaining this bathtub thing more in depth, but a simplified explanation for the bathtub symbolism is that they need the water to brew the character. So whenever you see coffee symbolism, brewing, all that stuff, it's in reference towards them physically creating the vessels that you see. That's how they're made, in the same way that your vessel is made, but in a more artificial way, okay? Not in the same way that you're created inside of your mommy. No, they're created inside of water, okay? Like some type of fluid. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Zeena LaVey and Taylor Swift are the exact same, along with Taylor Swift and Napoleon Dynamite being the exact same, and many other characters. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate you guys so much.